guys, welcome back to Cypress from Zero to Hero, and in this lesson we will make initial configuration of Cypress framework. So I'm going back to documentation, to configuration page, and this is the place where you can find all main configuration settings available in Cypress. So let's begin with this E2E section. I click on the right, and we begin with setting up a base URL. So I'm copying this key option, going back to the framework, and here inside of E2E block, I paste base URL and provide the base URL to our test application, which is http://localhost 4200 and put comma at the end. All right, the next thing, I want to ignore these two folders with examples of the file from Cypress Test Runner. When I open Cypress Runner, I just want to hide these folders and use these files only for the reference to look at the examples of the test when I need it. So going back to configuration, and I'm looking at this key, exclude spec pattern, adding it right here. And for the configuration, I need to provide the names of those folders that I want to exclude from the runner. I put array, and first value will be ** name of the folder, 1-getting started. And the second folder would be 2 advanced examples. All right. What else I would like to do? Also, I would like to change the default spec pattern for the framework. Right now, it is configured to use the format todo.cy.js, but I would like to use more classical and traditional approach for the test file, which is spec.js. In order to use this format, I need to configure this key called spec pattern, adding it to the configuration file as well. And I copy the value, which is default value, this one. Paste it right here. And instead of using cy, I want to use spec as well. So I simply remove cy and dot right here. And that's it. My spec pattern is configured. So what else? Also, I want to configure a viewport of the browser. By default, Cypress will use, I open the viewport, by default it will be 660 by 1000 pixels. But this is not enough for me. I would like to use a full HD resolution for the browser when we execute the test. So I take this viewport height and I put the settings on the top of E2E. Viewport height, I want to use value of 1080, comma, and the second value is viewport width. I want to use value 1920. And the last settings, I would like to use video as false. I don't want to record the videos because Cypress will do this automatically. It will just speed up the execution during the class and will not create not needed files. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. And let's create a new test file under E2E folder that we will use in this class. So under E2E, I create new file and let me call it first test.spec.js. So that's it. Let's now verify if all our settings are working. I open Cypress Runner and px Cypress open. Testing, and we see a warning message that Cypress could not verify server is running. This is expected because we didn't start the test application yet, and this message is expected. So I click on the Start E2E, and everything looks fine here. We see only a single spec file, which is firsttest.spec.js. We don't see any other test example folders. We excluded those folders from configuration. So everything looks good, and we're ready to move forward to the next lesson. All right, thank you guys, and see you in the next lesson.